On King David, since I was a kid, I was always scared of dogs. On King David, y'all know who the f I am, shorty? King David, stop playing me, shorty. Ooh, oh yeah, my dead homies, run up, my dead homies. I'm gonna do you. Oh yeah. Stop tweaking with me on King Dave. You're not even cut like that before I take your pipe.
What's up, my jokers? It's your boy, No Joker. And we're going to react today to 1090 Jake talking about the infamous, the comedian, the Chicago legend, well, semi-legend, King Richard. Yo, what you got on that pipe? Y'all know the dude that walks around New York and trolls New York all the time, harassing police, harassing regular citizens. I'm not gonna lie, I watch his videos all the time. He funny, but now he got some bad juju. King Richard got shot, and King Richard got indicted by the feds. Let's go.
When it comes to Florida, not many places can top the madness. And then there's Chicago. 25-year-old Richard Sharp, aka Famous Richard, would fall somewhere between the line of troll and comedian.
Cardi B always said it's always a motherfucker uglier than you, shorty. So just appreciate life. King David, hit that right down.
You right, he got that.
Don't she look like the bootleg Cardi B? I swear she look like the original Cardi B. She cute though. I hit it. She look like the original Cardi B. When you go to the Bronx, this is how most Bronx chicks looks. This is how they look. They look just like Cardi B. You know, the Bronx is majority of Dominicans. That's what a lot of people don't know. See, they think the Bronx is a whole bunch of African Americans. Nah, the Bronx, or that chaos, or that that's Dominicans, and the Black Americans too, and the Puerto Ricans, and the Venezuelans, and a whole bunch of other ones. But the Bronx is a large percent Dominican, and she looked just like one of them. But anyway, let's get back to King Richard.
No, trespassing, get out of here. Get out. No, you just killed me your last time, bro. On King David, I'm not Kanye. Trespassing, you have to leave. On King David, shorty. On King David. On King David, shorty.
Gaining fame for his wild antics, he'd move out of Chicago, travel into the more luxurious state of New Jersey. Richard was now close enough to where he'd be able to make content.
Okay, now I get why he got indicted by the feds. Yeah. He went to New Jersey with that bull. He went to New Jersey with that. Oh no. One thing about New Jersey, let me tell you. New York and New Jersey, we like sister states. We like sister and brother. Or some people say, most people say sister states, like sister and sister, but I don't know. I guess that's a whole nother topic. But New Jersey's like the suburbs of New York. Like when you live in New York, you come to New Jersey to get a nice big house far away because New Jersey got crazy hoods. Don't get it messed up. Yeah, the hoods in New Jersey sometimes could top the hoods in New York. But you know what I mean? What I am saying is New Jersey has a very good police force. They're very good at monitoring the borders, which is making sure the nigglets in the hood don't get too comfortable when they cross those borders, like they cross that South Orange border. Don't get that comfortable. They blocking those borders. They making sure you don't cross that Bloomfield border. You know, that West Orange border, that Summit border. You know, they making sure you don't come through that Short Hills border. You get me? You go to Somerset County, woo, you better make sure everything is correct. You better not have a crack in your backlights. New Jersey police force, praise to them. The best. One of the best in America. the way they protect the suburbs. So saying all that, being that they say he crossed over to Jersey doing some crazy stuff, let's see what they gotta say, because King Richard off the chain, man. He off the chain.
Into the more luxurious state of New Jersey. Richard was now close enough to where he'd be able to make content in none other than New York City and be safely outside of the madness that is Chicago. Now, he wasn't necessarily pranking the people of New York. He was running down on one of New York's most notorious gangs, the NYPD. Famous Richard was literally going viral for pressing cops for their guns, and Instagram was loving it. The New York Post would even write an article stating NYPD searching for armed rapper trying to take cops' guns, and the NYPD would file an intelligence alert warning the city about Famous Richard. He'd do a few harmless pranks, come across celebrities, and his career seemed to be on a steady rise. But
Yo, did he just tap Alex Baldwin pockets? Did he just tap Alex Baldwin pockets? Yo, he off the chain, man. Yo, King Richard off the chain. Yo, but it's always something going on with Alex Baldwin, though. In the streets, there's always something going on with him. Like, people could actually, see him every day. I don't know why this dude don't get security. New York is not what it used to be. New York is not what it used to be. Manhattan used to be... It used to be parts of Manhattan, like you could walk around, you pretty much don't really have to look over your back too much, you know? But Alex Baldwin, nowadays, walking around Manhattan, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And he Alex Baldwin, and he don't even have a security guard, which you on a budget? You on a payment plan? Man, you better get yourself security.
And his career seemed to be on a steady rise. But NYC isn't all glamour and glitz. It's streets, bricks, and projects. And within those streets and projects are the gangs of New York. Now, coming from Chicago, Famous Richard was no stranger to gangs and has an alleged tie to the Black Disciples himself. But many from Chicago...
I mean, I get all that. He from Chicago, but listen here. Coming from a New Jersey and a New Yorkian, listen here. Don't go to New York and go to those back. Yeah, you could go to Manhattan all you want. All the lights, you climb up the little red steps and you do a little TikTok dance. But when you start going to the back, to the dark side, you start going to the Bronx thinking you could wear a chain. You start going into Brooklyn thinking you could wear that coat. You start going into parts of Queens and the back alleys. Yeah, Brooklyn is gentrified. They gentrified a lot of Brooklyn, but Brooklyn still got the dark side to it. They didn't gentrify all Brownville. They ain't gentrify Bushwick. Well, not all of it. You could still get popped in the head over there. You gotta be careful.
Would criticize his roots to the city, claiming he grew up somewhere in Minnesota. Richard would take to Instagram with his birth certificate, proving he was not only born in Roseland Hospital in Chicago, but that he's from the Hunnits.
Oh, King David, stop trolling me, man. Was born in Roseland Hospital, gang. I am from the Hunnits, gang. Stop trolling me, gang.
Located in the Roseland neighborhood on the south side, the Wild Hunnits got its nickname from the street numbers and the high level of crime. It's unknown how long Famous Richard lived in the area, but he definitely has roots in Chicago as his brother fell victim to the streets. On June 3rd, 2024, Chicago PD would respond to shots fired on Merrill Ave. This was the heart of Paxtown, an area based around 71st and Paxton, controlled by gangster disciples. Arriving on scene, officers would find 26-year-old Joshua Sharp, who was more commonly known as Lil Josh, the older brother of Famous Richard. Josh, and once in the forehead, leaving him to...
Oh, I didn't even know Famous Richard had a brother that got killed. I didn't even know he had a brother that got killed. That's probably why he probably left Chicago, because he probably felt some type of like conscience, some type of whisper. Some type of whisper he felt that's told him like, yo, leave Chicago, you end up like your brother. Oh, this story getting interesting. All right. Okay, 10 on me, Jake. Let's go.
To be pronounced dead at the scene. A witness would tell police they saw Josh on the ground when the suspect ran up, opening fire into his body before running off. Lil Josh was another rapper whose career went nowhere, and he can be seen in a throwback freestyle with two GDs very famous in Chicago drill history, Taekwon World TB and Taekwon World Poppy. All three of them would die from headshots in separate shootings.
Wow. That's crazy. All of them died from headshots. All of them died. Taekwon World, I think he was a YouTuber, right? Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was a YouTuber. I don't even know, but wow, they deaded the whole crew. But if you look in the picture, look all the way to the left. Why light skin looking at them like that? Look light skinned with the hoodie and the cut. Fredo in a cut. Look at him in a cut. It's crazy. And all of them got guns in their picture. Where was their gun at the end? That's what people think. Just because you got a gun, that don't mean you good. That don't mean you good. That means you got a little chance, depending on the situation. The percentages could change. Y'all don't know risk? It could change. You can have a 50% chance, a 40% chance, 30% chance, depending on the situation. You might have dudes hop up on you, from both sides. Your chances of living is like 1%. Versus a dude that hop up and you see it coming, you could duck behind something, your chances might be higher. 80%, 90%.
As soon as it became known Josh was dead, various gangs throughout Chicago would start dissing Josh, including NLMB and the Bloodhounds. With the dissing of his dead brother, famous Richard would fire back, dissing NLMB's dead members. But he was doing so from the safety of another city. Richard would take it a step further when he created the Quando Rondo challenge.
Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
The video was a recreation of Quando witnessing his cousin's murder.
No, he didn't. Disrespect Quando Rondo like that. What? I never knew that. This is like new news to me. I did not know that he dissed Quando Rondo like that. That's crazy. He did the whole reenactment. He got two girls with a crossing guard suit holding him back while he's crying to some dude laying on the ground with cardboard under him. Not the most bootleg reenactment I ever seen. No wonder why he getting locked up now. Let's see what's going on with this idiot.
The very same murder Lil Durk is charged with ordering. But again, Richard is from Chicago, where dissing the dead is as normal as making them dead. But in New York, Richard would quickly find the attention he sought.
Let a nigga play with me out here, gang. On King David. Let a nigga in New York play with me, gang. On King David, nigga. Y'all know, nigga. Come on, gang. Ain't nobody gonna play with me, so I want a nigga to play with me, I be waiting on
2 hours later.
Love y'all, folks. On King David, folks. That page is backdoor me, for I love y'all on BD, folks. Motherfucker just shot me.
A lot of speculation.
Oh, they popped his ass. They popped King Rich. I didn't even know that. I never even seen that on the news. Like, I'm just now hearing about this. When did King Richard get shot? I didn't hear anything about. I would think that would be like a breaking news type of situation. Not saying that he's like an A-list celebrity, but I'm just saying, you know, YouTube kind of a big thing nowadays. And he has a lot of subscribers, so who's not to say that he's a celebrity within his own right? I didn't hear anything about a YouTuber being shot in New York City. Nothing at all. Wow.
Just clout chasing. But the news would confirm the shooting did actually take place.
Tonight, police are searching for the two people responsible for a shooting in Brooklyn. It happened in Bushwick off Central Avenue near Palmetto Street. Officers found a 25-year-old man grazed by a bullet to the head. He was rushed to a hospital in Stable. Police say two men got away on a moped.
Now, famous Richard wouldn't be himself if he didn't make light of the situation, and he turned his own hospital release into a skit. In the skit, you can clearly see where Richard was grazed, as he has a patch with stitches on the back of his head. New York Crip Gino Rax would take the Instagram calling out famous Richard, claiming he ratted.
Yo, hold up. Yo, Rich, you know you just ratted, right? You was a rat. You just dry snitch. Stop ratting on niggas on Please Don't Laugh, man.
You can't be serious. This dude is playing gangster 12 hours and then going to work another 12 hours. Wow. Where do they get these kids from, man? Sometimes I wonder, was all these kids dropped on their head as an infant? Do some of these kids got shaken baby syndrome? Look at this fool. You can obviously see he has a decent job. He got a construction hat on. Come on. And he's throwing up gang signs. He was dropped on his head. I'm convinced. 90% of them was dropped on their head.
Before I got the coach, you heard? Go get back. Go.
Gino would then share a screen recording of his DMs arguing with Richard, who said nobody ever did anything to him.
No nigga ever grazed me. I didn't even get grazed on King David, nigga. When I hit the gate, when I jumped over the gate, I hit my head on the gate, on my brother grave. When the police came, that's the first thing they seen. So they thought they seen blood, they thought I would graze, you goofy. You an internet nigga on King David, on bro grave. Niggas really, hey, you hear me? I really did call niggas from y'all hood and belt to their ass, gang. On my brother grave, I just got your location to your job. On King David, I'ma knock you out and wake you back up. On my brother grave, your ass gonna be trending for the rest of your life.
Yo, he really beefed with dudes in New York? Yeah, he bumped his head. King Richard he beefed with dudes. He walking around New York with a cane. He running around New York, clowning people, making jokes and doing skits and doing skits with a cameraman. And he got the nerves to beef with gangs in New York? It's only going to end two ways, dead or in slavery camp. That's it.
So whether or not he got shot, we don't know, as it's common for rappers to deny it so the shooters don't feel accomplished. But we do know shots were fired, and Richard damn near died after being lured into Bushwick. So almost getting his head took off before the new year, the feds would knock his head off less than 2 weeks into 2025. On January 10th, Richard would be taken into custody and indicted on possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. The feds would allege 1 month after Richard's brother was killed, Richard possessed a 9mm Beretta with a defaced serial number and an extended magazine holding 25 rounds. Richard, or someone close to him, would take to Instagram stating he needs a federal lawyer and he'd call upon his fans and supporters for help. But with the feds, there isn't much that can be done. Unless Richard has Zay Osama money and can get the same lawyer who got Zay 14 months in.
Wait a minute. He need help? Who helping him? I seen videos of this young boy flashing cash all over the place. Talking about, yo, I got more money than all of y'all. Y'all broke. I don't hear y'all. Now he want help? With what? What you want help with? What you want, some water? What you want, a Big Mac meal? I could do that. But lawyer? You want help with a federal lawyer at that? We talking about that could run you by the just coming in the office could cost you at least 70 racks. 70 racks. You didn't even talk about the topic yet. You already being charged hourly. Soon as you sit down, soon as that seat start getting warm, they got a little timer on the seat. As soon as the seat go past like 50, 60 degrees, soon as that seat go past 50, 60 degrees, the lawyers start charging you. And he want help with a federal lawyer? From fans? Man, listen. Ain't nobody helping you, little Richard.
Prison for a Glock with a switch, then Richard can expect to get something around 4 years in federal prison. Whether it was his brother's death mixed with the paranoia from the dissing Richard did, or he just kept it on him, knowing he was playing a risky game in New York, Famous Richard's career has officially been put on standby and could quite possibly be ended as he awaits federal prosecution. Now with the internet, it's almost like a gladiator ring, right? The fucking Coliseum. That's what the internet has become, because the consumers, the people that's watching, they want more and more and more. They want riskier shit, more dangerous shit. You're pussy if you don't do this. You're a bitch if you don't do that. And then when you do it, you're stupid, you're dead. And then they're in your comments saying, ha ha ha, whatever, you got smoked, right? That's the internet. This is the outcome. He escaped Chicago only to act up in another city. Pressing the cops, as risky as it was, it was entertaining. But getting into it with gang members in a new city, you might as well have just stayed in Chicago. If you move out the trenches just to move to another area where you gotta carry a Beretta with an extended magazine, and then you're going from Jersey to New York because it takes like 2 seconds, you're just crossing a bridge, but that's interstate commerce. That just became federal because you're taking a gun illegally from one state to another. And neither state you can have a 25 round mega fucking zine. So it's like
1090 Jake. Shout out to 1090 Jake, man. Go watch my boy 1090 Jake over there. He really break down the videos and he break down the situation real good. But what he had to say is 100% correct, man. Dude is an idiot. 1090 Jake is 1000% correct. Famous Richard is an idiot. How you beefing with dudes in New York and you beefing with dudes in Chicago? Where you trying to live, man? You might as well go to Nebraska. You might as well go to Nebraska because you ain't gonna have much places to really live. Yeah, Famous Richard almost got his top blown off. I don't know why these guys think that just because they're in the hood, they from the hood, they repping all these gangs, why they think that they can't die? Service announcement to all the dudes in the hood, repping whatever you want to rep out there, trying to gang bang and be in the streets and ducking from police. You can die. You can die. The first time I saw Famous Richard, and I saw 3 skits, and the first thing I thought to myself, I said, yo, did this dude have security with him? And then I saw an episode where it was him and this Caucasian guy, right? And that was like his manager, right? I think it was on No Jumper. I said No Joker, that's my show. No jumper. And the guy said, yeah, I'm always with Famous Richard, man. You know, I'm the one holding the camera. I'm like, wait a minute. You're holding the camera? You know what I thought? You know what I thought after that? I say, yeah, this Famous Richard doing that. This Famous Richard, I hope he just stayed like around Times Square. But then he started to venture. At first, he was mostly like a Times Square. Then he started to venture throughout the rest of New York. And now look, somebody tried to pop his head off. Somebody tried to pop his head off in Brooklyn. Bushwick at that. Bushwick. But what would a Chicago dude know about that area? The same way a dude from New York or New Jersey go to Chicago, we wouldn't know about certain areas. But we all know over here, in certain places, you just don't go. A lot of places are being gentrified over here, so that's a good thing. But it's still a no-no zone in a lot of little blocks and few segment areas. Newark is being gentrified. You think the whole of Newark, New Jersey is peachy clean? Nah. Patterson's being gentrified. Brooklyn being gentrified. I don't even know if they can ever gentrify the Bronx. But I'll tell you, if they do gentrify the Bronx, wow, it's going to be a lot of money for developers because the Bronx are located in a certain part of the area, certain part of New York, where it overlooks New York. It overlooks certain parts of New York, and there's a lot of land in the Bronx. And that could mean a lot of big condos, a lot of riverfront property. The Bronx is a gold mine. But this is my reaction to Famous Richard getting almost popped in the head, and he trying to lie about it. But I personally don't believe it. Sure, you got cut on a gate while jumping over, running from the bullets. Sure, Famous Richard. Thanks for watching. This is your boy, No Joker. Come back, stay tuned, subscribe, like, crime, politics, and hip-hop.
Daddy, why the world is so crazy?